We got different palos here. This is just a standard palo, and this is what we call asymmetrical palo. One of the things about palo is that it's more about joints and connective tissue than it is about muscles. So what we're trying to target is to loosen up the joints, and the more joints we loosen up, the better the muscles will work, the more balanced the system is based on the connective tissue being loosened up and things like that. So it gets away from the regular static stretching and goes more with a push-pull and using the whole body to balance the system out and really just try and get the joints to loosen up. When we say that, it's once I do this, and instead of doing like a stretch like this or a stretch like this, it becomes a stretch this way. And I say stretch because that's what we know. That's how we know the word for movement of this type. But the system is now connected on both ends. And so now I can fully work everything as a unit instead of one thing at a time in an isolation standpoint. By me raising this arm up, all I'm going to do is stretch this arm out. This way here, I can stretch out the arm across the body all the way down to my toes, because now the system is connected. Now, you may ask, what is the difference between, say, this standard palo and the asymmetrical palo? It's just more about movement. And so we get to the baseline of movement here. Based on this here, the movement becomes more really rotational. And so we get into some really cool rotational movements as we go about. So those are the difference. Here, the rotation is not as severe. And so what we're trying to get into is just really pushing, pulling around. And then here, we get more into really rotational movements. So that's what Palo's about. It's about the whole system, about joints. It's not about static stretching, not about isolation. But it's how do I get the whole system involved and balance it out so I can move better and perform better.